So I had one question I've been meaning to ask you, or
Yeah,
ask someone who I respect, and
yeah.
you are my go-to.
Nice.
So I spent the last like 3 years basically obsessed with this concept of, it has a variety of different terms. Um, they call it like the sacred secretion within is one way of turning. It goes back to like early Christian Gnosticism. Um, could also call it like the Christ oil within.
Uh-huh.
It's this idea that um, basically once a month you have like a cosmic energy in your stomach. That's what they call like the birth of the Christ inside. And I've been mapping it. And for me, it's like as clear as day. It happens every month. And like on day 3, when the Christ is supposed to like be born, that's like the mythology behind it too. I always have like this huge like DMT rush, and I listen to one of your talks or someone's talks, and it's just like, wow, like this makes perfect sense to me right now. Like it's really like it's like tripping on acid or mushrooms or something, but like so clear and like it's there. And then it goes away after a few days, but then it's always like, and so for me, this has been like I'm like, this is the combination between like what you can do to receive the grace, which you can't force the grace, but if you do follow follow the moon cycle and live a relatively righteous life in these upcoming days during this period, I also like I'm kind of calling it the male period. I only share it with a handful of people like here and there, but people are like, wow, that's interesting. And so I'm just wondering if have you heard of anything like this? Do you know of anything like this?
No.
Obviously, this is still like this is very much in the world of the person.
Yeah,
You know,
but I've never heard of it before. I've heard a lot of other things. Is it a book that you got this from, or did you come across it yourself?
I came across it on the internet, but I immediately was like the sky parted, and I was like, this is what I've been like looking for.
Yeah.
Like it was like some article on in5d.com. They called it like the secret story never told,
Yeah.
and they claimed that like the Bible is basically like a coded word for this like internal process that happens, and like the seed of Christ is born in Bethlehem, which is your stomach, and every month I feel it, and like all of a sudden, even if I like forget to pay attention, like all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, and like I have zero hunger, and like all my general like lusty party like frat bro type of attitude just like goes away, and I just like am like super introverted and happy. Like now that I know about it, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Like I get real excited, and I eat like lentil soup, and I'm drinking green tea and meditating all day. And then day 3 happens, and I have like the huge like, so it's supposed to like rise up your spine and then get crucified in your brain for 2.5 days and then rise again. And that's when you have like this big DMT explosion. And it happens to be every single month, like without fail. And I'm just like, this is why doesn't everyone? And there are some people who know about it. I have 2 Facebook pages, Christ Oil Calendar and Sacred Secretion Tracker, and they each have a couple hundred likes now. Like, so definitely people have been reading about this and hearing about it. Um, I'm not actively like I just kind of post some astrology calendars, and I'm not actively trying to like tell people how to live their life or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's
Yeah.
fascinating, and I was
Yeah, it
wondering if
sounds
you had
it sounds
any.
fascinating. I've never heard of it, and I I don't know too much about any of that. Is it to do with your with the moon cycle?
Yeah, yeah. So the idea is when the sun when the moon is in your sun sign, that's your like that's the period. I think it works better with sidereal astrology than Western astrology.
Mm.
it's only like a day or two off with the Western, but with the sidereal, um, yeah, and that's when it happens, and it's like the story of. There's tons of quotes. Like there's like a Nisargadatta quote
Hmm.
that I love. It's like fluids mix and the I am appears. When I read that, I was just like, oh, like the Christ oil, like this is it, like. And during like the 3 days when you're in this time, like all like the seven deadly sins are like very important. Like you don't want to eat meat, you don't want to be drunk, you don't want to have sex, especially like lustful sex. You don't want to be like angry, you don't want to like, and that's like honoring the seed, and you don't want to be too acidic. And yeah, if the seed doesn't get wasted and destroyed, it goes up your spine. And I can feel it personally. Like I'm technically a Cancer born in July, so we're like the most moody people. So it would make sense why I notice it more than other people per se. Um, but still, it's like to me, it's as clear as day. And sometimes I meet like I'll just like randomly have a friend who's like, oh, I don't feel like eating today, and I'll just be like, what's your birthday? And I'll like, is your birthday in February or something? They're like, yeah, why? And I'm like, oh yeah, well, like sometimes I like randomly a little party trick, um, but like I'm seeing like I don't know, yeah, but
Nice. Oh wow,
yeah,
that sounds really cool. But I have no ability to chime in because I don't know anything about it. No,
okay,
I've never
uh,
heard of it, and I don't have any experience of that. But I think that whatever you're attracted to and whatever resonates for you is your path. Like there's no one
uh,
path. There's no like unique path. That's going to fit everyone. Everyone has their own way of being and their own experience of this thing called life. Like who knows the way in which this life is appearing? Like it could be that we've all got our own realities. Like so we're all in the matrix, but we're all seeing our own dream. Like well, obviously we're all seeing our own dream, but our dreams are all completely different. Like we've got one that's like in a world with fairies and gnomes, and then you've got another person that's in like a computer world, and all of these worlds mix and match, but we're all experiencing something completely different. We just don't
right,
know.
right,
We have
yeah,
no we know like quantum physics says that everything like particles are in all possibilities, and they only become something once they're looked at. So once consciousness rests on them. So how we have no clue how this is all appearing. We have lots of theories
right,
about it. So I
right,
think if something makes your heart glow and something inspires you, then I think that's a great place to follow.
right. I'm so happy I got to talk to you. I thought of
Yeah.
some Osho quotes with the title of your talk, because he
Yeah.
would say things like that. I feel like a lot. I couldn't find the exact quote that I wanted to share, but I found one.
Yeah, go for it.
You have come to me. You have taken a dangerous step. It is a risk because near me you can be lost forever.
Nice. Yeah.
All right, so much love. Thank you so
Yeah.
much,
Yeah,
Lisa.
thanks, Matt, for calling.
I listen to you all the time, and I'm
Oh,
testing
nice.
time.
Oh,
I,
nice.
I still same as before. How I found the retreat on my way to bed. I got a few people I listen to, but yeah, you're always my go-to. I think I've listened to everything you got.
Oh,
I'm always
nice.
listening.
Oh, that's
Cheering you
beautiful
on.
to hear from you. Yeah.
Cheering all on. Yeah.
Nice. Thanks, Matt. Speak to you again soon.
Thank you, Lisa. Have a great
Thanks.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, sweet.